Thank you so much, Professor Badi. I appreciate your fruitful lecture about the achievements of the Prophet and the prophethood era. I think you had a good comments to our session with the review you did on the achievements of Prophet Muhammad before 14 centuries ago, and what he did as the basement, as the foundation for the today's civil law, even like what Professor Jahangiri commented correctly, that is still being used in the countries who are claiming that they are the founders of civil law, like France, like the Great Britain, and so on. So let's take some steps forward in the time and come to the recent centuries and be in the service and as the listeners to the lecture and presentation of Professor Jahangiri. Professor, we are in your service and we are listening to what you have for us.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi tahirin. Amina Rabbal Alameen. Thank you for the opportunity. I would like to express my thanks to the Abna News and also the brothers who are here, then Dr. Badi, for his impressive lecture. I offer my congrats on the occasion of the birthday of the Prophet of Mercy, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam. Actually, before going to the to my discussion, the main topic, the achievements of the prophethood of the last prophet of the Allah the Almighty, I would like to.
If you talk to the camera.
Which camera? The both of them. Yes. I would like to mention that although our Prophet did not turn his staff into a snake like the Prophet Moses, however, he did not cure the blindness people like the Prophet Jesus, or he did not give a birth to a camel from a mountain like the Prophet Saleh, but he brought a book that cured all humanity during the century. Very true. So his religion, he brought a religion, but this religion was not established by him. He brought a religion called Islam, but this Islam was announced centuries before him by the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, calling himself, I am the Muslim. So his religion has history before himself. That is the magic of our Prophet. Before him, the Nuh alayhi salam calls himself Umirtu an akuna min al-Muslimin. Or the Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, he says that Tawaffani Muslima. It shows that being a Muslim, being the follower of a person, he will come in the future. It was proclaimed by the prophets before our Prophet. I would like to add one more point here, that not only Islam, mainly we say Islam is the last religion. We only mention about the abadiyah of the Islam, which Islam is everlasting. Islam is continuous. But also Islam, when Islam has no end, we have to say that Islam has no beginning point, beginning era. Islam is not established by the Prophet of Islam. It has been established before. Islam is not next to the other religions. That is why Islam is an umbrella upon all religiosities in the world. Whether you can be Christian or Jews, you have a passion to the Islam, because it is umbrella upon to the many religiosities. Based on that, we can discuss that. What is the achievement of Islam? Achievement of Islam never starts by the birth of the Prophet. But we have to go back to before the birth of the Prophet. The main achievement of Islam is establishing monastic approach to the religiosity, which was emerged by the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. I would like to mention two main achievements by the Prophet of Islam, because mainly when we discuss about the achievement of the prophethood, we discuss about the theological debates. I would like to talk today from philosophical perspective, in a way that philosophical perspective is not related to one certain religion. Whether you be follower of Islam or not, whether to be a religion's followers or not, whether you be a faithful or not, you believe to these achievements. It is a kind of anthropological achievement of the Prophet of Islam. One of these achievements is, our Prophet was, as Quran explicitly announced, he did not schooled. Let's say he was not a learned person based on the education system.
He was an illiterate person.
Very true. But we see, while he was not able to read and write, but he brought a message to the humanity, as the Prophet Söhrəvərdi mentioned. Still today, billions of people not only follow them, but also in the many universities, regardless of believing to Islam or not, they come to discuss about his book. What a new message he brought to the humanity. Many scholars and researchers, they paid half of their life just to find a portion of his book.
His miracle, not magic, as you say.
Very true. Regardless of the many scholars from the Islamic world, in the Shia seminaries, you see whole life of one scholar, like Allama Tabatabai, Allama Jawadi Amali, they hold their life just to discover the hidden message in this miracle book. So you see that he, while not making any schooling, while not being able to read and write, he brought such a message. This is very important. We have to discuss that what kind of achievement is inside the book established by the Prophet of Islam, which today is very new to the humanity. I would like to mention two of them from philosophical perspective, not theological perspective, because this discussion should be attracted to all humanity. One of them is, today, particularly by the 19th century in Europe, many philosophers, particularly the epistemologians in the West, they said that the religious statements, not only they are false and true, but also they are senseless. They are not in a way that to put it on the desk, whether to evaluate that they are true or false. Based on their idea, they said that the only statements we can rely on are the scientific statements or the rationalistic statements. Beyond this arena, which would be the religious statements as well, we have to ignore them, we have to neglect them, we are not allowed to pay attention to them, even to discuss that whether it is true or false. They call them meaningless.
Nonsense.
Nonsense. Thank you. So, we see all an achievement of human being by the name of science, by the name of academic research, by the name of the scholastic understanding. It was that human being can rely to these sciences and knowledge. Beyond this knowledge, they are meaningless and senseless. But our Prophet, without doing any schooling. He brought to the humanity a kind of knowledge which is not achievable, which is not accessible through the schooling. Through the schooling you have to read, write, research, publish.
Start with the alphabet.
That's the only way. Without doing alphabet you can't achieve anything. But Prophet, without knowing the very simple alphabet of the Arabic scripture, he produced a science. He brought forth to humanity a kind of knowledge which still is new and flourishing to the humanity. What kind of knowledge he brought to the humanity? In epistemology, we discussed that we have two kinds of knowledge. One is empirical knowledge, which we call it al-ilm al-huduri, or let's say knowledge by presence. And the second is intuitive knowledge, which we call them al-ilm al-husuli. All this knowledge human being achieved by the university discussion, by the schooling at high schools, by the research in academies, all of them included under the box of the intuitive knowledge. Because they are based on research, they are based on the, let's say, alphabet, reading, writing. But Prophet brought a knowledge, it is based on empirical knowledge. Empirical knowledge means the knowledge, it is not outside of your being, it is inside of your being. That's why one of the message of Quran to the humanity is the siru fil arz.
The intuitive one.
Intuitive one, yes. Intuitive one, it is inside your side. One of the miracles of the Prophet, actually the achievements of the Islam to the humanity, it is serving to the humanity, is that humanity always was seeking knowledge beyond his being. He ignored himself. As Imam Ali alayhi salam, he says that أَتَزْأَمُ أَنَّكَ جِسْمٌ صَغِيرٌ وَفِيكَ انْتَوَى عَالَمٌ أَكْبَرُ. You guess that you are a simple being, just 60 kg. No. There is a huge and great world inside you. Prophet came to discover inside of the humanity to the knowledge.
Capacity of the soul of human being.
Because human being always, he was, sorry to say, I would like to insist to this term, they made human being beggar of knowledge beyond his body. Always being a beggar to find the knowledge in a library, in a teacher, in a let's say in other sources. But Prophet said that there is something inside you. Just be silent. Go to the cave of Hira. Reflect on yourself. Make a meditation. There is medicine inside. So, this empirical science, I think that was the philosophy why our Prophet didn't make any schooling while he brought this message. This was the philosophy beyond that. Allah the Almighty decided to teach to the humanity that, oh humanity, don't think that this knowledge produced by Prophet is based on any book. You see some of the Oriental scholars, then they made a comparative studies between Islam and other religions, saying that Prophet Muhammad borrowed some of these teachings from other religions. If Prophet was a learned scholar, they could prove this, saying that yes, he borrowed from Christianity, he borrowed from Eastern culture.
Judaism and so on.
But Prophet, he was not a learned person in a way that he was not able even to read or write. But he brought this message to prove to the humanity that these messages new, fresh. and innovative message to the humanity. So one of the important achievement of the actually the great accomplishment of the prophethood of our prophet is this: he highlighted the knowledge of human being self. He expanded focusing on the spirit and human being itself. He, let me say it this way, he dignified human being. He honored the human being in the realm of seeking the knowledge. Because what we see in the West during the history, while you know that they proclaim that we are in the top of the science, but when they achieved through the science while being in the top, still it is based on the intuitive knowledges. But Prophet brought a different knowledge. I would like to highlight to sum up this part by saying that still you see today, this is the duty of us. It is my suggestion. Still we say that in the realm of competitive arena of the producing the science, we say we are the first, second, third, so on. All, whether you be first or second, these are in the realm of intuitive knowledge. But we have a special knowledge produced by the Prophet, that is the knowledge by person, by presence. We have to flourish this arena to the humanity, and humanity are unaware of that. Second point I would like to mention as an achievement of the prophethood of the Muhammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the humanity is the power of the faith. Faith is very important, scholars. There is difference between faith and belief. Heidegger, one of the great Western philosophers, he says that by passing reasoning, you reach to the faith. Without passing the path of reasoning, you can't reach to the faith. But reach to the faith. But Kierkegaard, one of the greatest scholars of the West, he says that the station of the faith is more higher than the path of the reasoning. It is in a very high station in which the reasoning can reach on. Power of faith is very important. When the Ibrahim, just to highlight the power of the faith, let's go to the story of the Hadrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he sent his son and wife to the Mecca. The land, Quran says that it is impossible to be implanting. غَيْرُ ذِي زَرْ. They went there. It is impossible to find something to be planting. But they had a faith in their heart. They said that Hajar alayhi salam, based on Islamic scripture, she said that there should be a water in the Marwa. She jumped there. She couldn't find. She again believed by faith that there should be a water. She tried because she had a faith. This is the power of faith. Kierkegaard says that power of faith is more important than the power of reasoning.
More powerful, more strong.
Then, because he has a faith, because she has a faith, she finds the water. And subhanallah, the water produced by the faith is Zamzam, which still today is flourishing, and millions of people, they are taking a portion of that water just to be blessed. What is the power of faith? Kierkegaard says that what modern culture destroyed from the humanity is disbelieving to the faith. Faith is very, very important. So, Quran says that Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Who are the pious people? الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. Ayatollah Misbah Yazdi as well as the Allama Tabatabai, when they come to interpret this verse, Quran said that الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, without seeing, without
those who believe in the unseen world.
The unseen world they believe in. You see, in the West they say that you have to believe to before believing to anything. You have to reason to that. You have to prove that whether it is true or not. Then you can have a faith. But Quran says that sometimes you believe by faith to something which is unseen. This is the power of faith. And Quran says that the book is enlightening the heart of these people. So, what Prophet brought as a gift and a special present to the humanity, that is the achievement of the prophethood of our Muhammed sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to the humanity, is the power of faith. Humanity today suffer from the lack of the faith. If they had a faith, they had more power. So, that's why today Maulana Badiwi is aware of that. Today in the West, some of the sciences are discussed. In the 19th, in the university, to discuss about these sciences, it was a kind of talking about superstitions. But today, these discussions came to the main court of the universities. Like, yes, one of them is the divine science. Look how many journals and books and the geostore papers discusses about the divine sciences. By divine sciences, they refer to the knowledge by presence, to the empirical knowledges. They say that this knowledge today is achieved by the humanity. They can't survive the human being. Human being must access to a kind of knowledge which is not beyond the being of humanity. The source is inside, not in the books, in the journals, in the libraries, in the shelf of the books.
By intuition, knowledge got by intuition.
Yes, very true. So, you have to refer to some of the knowledge which is empirical knowledge. Our Prophet, centuries of years, centuries ago, he discussed and produced this gift and achievement to the humanity. And the second point, which is very important, is the power of faith. You see, when Prophet was saying that, قُولُوا لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ تُفْلِحُوا, this was the first message to the humanity. They believed in, while being under pressure of the people of the Quraysh, they believed in. What made them to accept Islam? And you see, in the battle of the Badr, there were very few people, but they accomplished in the battlefield. They defeated the very stronger enemy of Islam.
The minority defeated the majority.
What was the reason beyond? Quran says the power of faith. Humanity today relies on the equipments, but they neglect the power of the faith. The second achievement to the humanity is the power of faith, which today, in the beginning of the new world, actually, we see humanity is in need of that. I would like to sum up my points by saying that, so Islam, when we say the main miracle of our Prophet is a book, it was not turning the staff to the snake or giving birth to the camel from the mountains. This, because the book still is enlightening to the humanity. Just I mentioned two of them, adding to the sum of the points mentioned by Doctor, by the power of faith, referring to the source of the knowledge inside the humanity. That's why Islam is everlasting. Not only everlasting, but also it has no beginning, because beginning of Islam is dates back to the beginning of the humanity, starting by the Ibrahim alayhi salam. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Professor Jahangiri.